My name is Alyssa Segala. This is standard CCSS.ELA-literacy.RF.5.4. Read with sufficiency, accuracy, and fluency to support comprehension. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So, we're going to start off today with some classroom norms. And our first class norm, everybody read it with me, be on time. Okay. Number 2 is be present and participate. Number 3 is set your space for learning and be prepared. Number 4, raise your hand. Number 5, positive conversations and comments. Do we have questions about our classroom norms?
No.
Fantastic. Our schedule today, guys, is going to be our word of the day is going to, let's get this here, because it's not going to go anywhere else. The word of the day is salinity.
Salinity.
Everybody repeat. Salinity. Who can guess what salinity means? Can anybody guess what it means? Jared.
Oh, it has something to do with the ocean?
Has something to do with the ocean. What do you think it has to do with?
Maybe loss of coral.
Loss of coral. That's a good guess.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
It just sounds like something to clean with.
It sounds like something to clean with?
Yeah, I don't know why it sounds like that.
Salinity.
Salinity.
Or like some type of
It just
kind
sounds
of
like cleansing something. I don't know why.
It kind of sounds like what's it called? Like solitary confinement, solitary salinity. Kind of sounds like that a little bit, but probably it has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so you're taking this part of the word right here and trying to figure out what the definition could be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. The real definition of salinity is the amount of salt in water.
Oh, I remember that word.
Salt.
I remember that word now.
The amount of salt in water.
Salt.
I don't know why I got cleansed from.
So, throughout our lesson, I encourage you both to try and use salinity in a sentence while we're practicing our vocabulary or we're reading our news ELA articles. I encourage you to try to use the word salinity. Everybody repeat it. 1, 2, 3. Salinity.
Salinity.
Thank you. I'm going to put this
Or syllable.
over here. Can't see it, but that's okay. So our schedule today is going to be word of the day, which we've already done. Partner fluency passage, a vocabulary chart with some of the vocab from the fluency, and independent listening activity. And notice that down at the bottom we have student A and student B. So when we get to our independent listening activity, we're going to refer back to what student A and student B will be doing. This is an independent, but we're going to be doing the same thing. Our goal and objective today, we have an I can statement. Our I can statement is I can read grade level text fluency to understand what I have read. So what do you think that means?
You can we were able to take text and understand it.
Take the text and understand it.
Take context from like a passage or something, and being able to understand what it's trying to say.
Awesome, very good. That's exactly what it means. Jenny, do you have anything to input?
No.
No? That's okay. So, for our first activity is going to be our fluency. I have your fluency already printed here. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Now, I have to stand on this side because I can't see. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to read out loud first. While I am reading out loud, you can either use a pencil or you can use your fingers so you can track while I read. If there are any vocabulary words, any words that you don't understand or you can't really pronounce, go ahead and circle those with a pencil. And we will discuss those afterwards. And I'll make a note so we can use them for our vocabulary chart.
Understood.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Coral Reefs by Courtney Keimer. Coral reefs are intricate structures deep in the ocean that are created by corals. Corals make coral polyps. They form calcium carbonate, which is what coral reefs are made of. Coral reefs are colorful, hard, and stony, and they look like branches. Coral reefs are the home of some very cool ecosystems. They are sometimes called rainforests of the sea. Animals that live in coral reefs include starfish, shrimp, turtles, worms, fish, and sponges, to name a few. Additionally, algae and other plants grow in coral reefs. Coral reefs are often found in tropical waters. They are fond of warm, clear water. Coral reefs need the sun to survive, so they are not too deep and sometimes close to the surface. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef system, and it can even be seen from outer space. The coral reefs can be hard or soft. Coral reefs are amazing and beautiful, but they are also in danger. They have become endangered because of water pollution. So it is important to do our part to keep the coral reefs protected. Are there any words that have been circled on your page that I need to make note of?
None.
None? All right.
But you.
So, our next step is going to be, you will test each other. This is not a timed fluency test. This is to practice putting expression into your passages and fluency into your passages. And there's something else and I forgot. So student A or student B, who's starting first?
I'll go first.
Okay, student A is going to start first. Student B, you are going to listen for student A's mispronunciations.
Alright.
And if student A skips any lines, circle those.
Okay.
Okay? Remember, it's not a race. You're working on your expression. All right?
No, not good at that.
Make sure we're speaking up.
Sure, throw it
We're
quick.
speaking clearly.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, use a pen. Okay.
Yes.
Coral reefs are intricate structures deep in the ocean that are created by corals. Corals make corals polymers? I don't know if that's right, Jerry, circle that. They form calcium carbonate, which is what coral reefs are made of. Coral reefs are colorful, hard, and stony, and they look like branches. Coral reefs are the home of some very cool ecosystems. They are sometimes called rainforests of the sea. Animals that live in coral reefs include starfish, turtles, worms, fish, and sponges, to name a few. Additionally, algae, I don't know, and other plants grow on coral reefs. Coral reefs are often found in tropical waters. They are fond of warm, clear water. Coral reefs need the sun to survive, so they are not too deep and sometimes close to the surface. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef system, and it can even be seen from outer space. The coral in reefs can be hard or soft. Coral reefs are amazing and beautiful, but they are also in danger. They have become endangered because of water pollution, so it is important to do our part to keep the coral reefs protected.
Good.
I got 4 mispronounced words. It was intricate. You said intricate. And, and then for form, you said for. And then for world, you said world. You said the world's largest reef. So do I mark that down here, or is that for my own?
Nope. Don't worry about it. Put
Four.
student A at the top. Thank you for the feedback.
What, in the name?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it said form. What did I say? 4?
Yeah.
Oh, you probably didn't hear me say form.
I know what I heard.
Well,
I've been using my ears for 12 years, Jenny.
Jerry, you're not the best. Okay.
Okay. All right. Student B, are you ready? Student A, make sure that you're circling any mispronunciations or words skipped.
Coral reefs are intricate structures deep in the ocean that are created by corals. Corals make coral polyps. They form calcium carbonate, which is what coral reefs are made of. Coral reefs are colorful, hard, and stony, and they look like branches. Coral reefs are the home of very cool ecosystems. They are sometimes called rainforests of the sea. Animals that live in coral reefs include starfish, shrimp, turtles, worms, fish, and sponges, to name a few. Additionally, algae and other plants grow in coral reefs. Coral reefs are often found in tropical waters. They are found of warm, clear water. Coral reefs need the sun to survive, so they are not too deep and sometimes close to the surface. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef system, and it can even be seen from outer space. Wow. The corals in reefs can be hard or soft.
Keep going.
Okay. Coral reefs are amazing and beautiful.
Jared.
Sorry. Beautiful, but they are also in danger. They have become endangered because of water pollution, so it's important to do our part and keep the coral reefs effective.
Thank you.
Okay. First, you said, what did you say?
Polyps.
It's polyps. It's what do you say?
Polyps.
Polyps.
Polyps. You said
Why?
polyps, and then you didn't say some. You literally skipped the word some.
Home of.
And you said found, and it's spawned. And then you skipped a whole line somewhere. You forgot to say the coral and reefs can be hard or soft.
That's what I said.
Go ahead and circle that.
Because you actually,
What?
the whole thing?
Yep.
You completely forgot to say that, Jared. I
Alright.
heard you, Jared.
All right. If you give me those, I can calculate them. Put student B on top of it on that page.
This was a good exercise. I've never done this type of reaction that I want to do.
Why did you say that?
Really?
Because never it's your turn.
All right. So, actually, I'm going to give these back to you. With these fluency passages, let's talk about some of the questions that came with it. So, what are the coral reefs?
Coral reefs are like are corals built up in they're big ecosystems, and they all look like branches. They're very big, colorful, and hard and soft, and like really big ones can be seen from outer space.
Nice. Thank you.
And they include animals.
What?
Shrimp.
What are the 5 animals that live in the coral reef?
Starfish, shrimp, turtles, worms, fish, and sponges.
Very good.
Wait, sponge is a fish?
Sponge is an animal.
SpongeBob lives there. Okay.
Very true. SpongeBob does live there.
They need the sun.
They do need the sun.
Oh, yeah.
They
But
do need the sun.
they're very endangered.
Why are they endangered? What do you think?
Because I might have to say probably leaving like gas or plastic in the water and stopping them from growing, or that maybe like oils that are released into the ocean sometimes can reduce the like how far they grow, and it's kind of bad because it's an ecosystem. The corals are an ecosystem, so if that stops, then I don't know what happens, but it's very bad.
Okay, so later in our independent reading activity, we're going to learn exactly why the coral reefs are endangered. So keep those questions in mind, keep that thought process in mind. If you can pass over your fluency,
Gisela.
I can keep these and let you know how you guys scored on them later.
Score.
All right, so with, I have to give them back to you because I have vocabulary words. With these fluency passages, we came across some interesting vocabulary. So I'm going to give you the vocabulary chart. We're going to find the vocabulary words. We're going to make a prediction for their meaning. I'm going to give you the actual prediction. We're going to look at a picture so you can doodle it on your own page. And we're going to create a word the word in the sentence. So here is your vocabulary chart.
Spicy.
So fluency is done.
Okay,
Okay, so with this
Sorry, she needed a pencil on your over.
with this vocabulary chart, I encourage you to write in color. You can use colored pencils, markers, skinny markers, fat markers, pencils. Use whatever you can to make sure that it's your own, and you can go back and reference this quickly. I like using color, so why not?
To make sure it's mine, I'm just gonna put my name on it.
Alright, so who wants to give me a vocabulary word for the first box?
Intricate.
Intricate. That's a great word.
Yay.
Intricate. Let's see what color is that. It's green. Alright, intricate. So what do we think intricate means? What can we predict the definition to be?
I think it could be very big natural structures.
Big, natural structures. Okay, Jenny, what do you think? Intricate.
It kind of sounds like, or seems like a lot, like kind of like a bunch of things grouped together.
Okay.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like to me. Or like small structures like grouped together.
Bunch of things grouped together. I'm gonna put in parentheses, sounds like.
Oh, that's not. Well, no, because it's prediction of meaning. So.
Sounds like a bunch of things put together, grouped together. Those are really good predictions. So the real definition of intricate is that it's very complicated or detailed. Does that kind of sound like something that we just read about? Something complicated or detailed? What do you think that could be? What is it describing?
Describing the coral reefs, right?
Oops. Very complicated or detailed.
Is there another definition, or is this the only definition?
That's the only definition. So why do you think the coral reefs are complicated and detailed or intricate?
Because they're not, like they're animals, but they're not really like animals.
Okay.
Like they don't have like a mouth or they don't have eyes. Like they're living for sure. They have like, but they don't. They're just unique, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it.
Jared, I saw your hand shoot up. Why is it complicated or detailed or intricate?
I was actually gonna say the same thing that Jenny said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a picture because I got pictures early, and I came up with this.
Oh.
Okay, you can make it your own picture, but this is like a mandala or one of those really, really, really detailed pictures that you color in like a, what is it called? The adult coloring book? Like the adult coloring book that you have. But it has so much detail in it, you have to concentrate a lot on it. It's very complicated to color. It's very structured.
So how long, do we have a time limit on how long we have to
You can make your own doodle, but that's my picture for it. That's my example.
Alright.
So if you were to draw your own picture, what would that look like?
That's okay. Details.
Could you draw something like abstract in that little box maybe? Using some lines, using some squigglies or some...
Something really like a father. I don't really like.
What's a father?
Flower.
A flower, you can use a flower.
A little like.
And however you want to detail it, detail it.
Oh,
Because
I like you.
that's part of the definition for intricate is detailed. So make it your own.
Ah, I have something in my head. Oh, I know what to do like a buried.
Gonna give you 2 minutes.
Oh crap!
What am I saying? What am I doing? What are you doing?
Take your time.
What are you doing? Why don't you use the colored pencils?
Because
They can erase. That's the whole reason why she has them is for.
So you guys can use them.
You know what? I think we need to just do I know. Just ask you. Have you ever seen a leaf really detailed? How it's
Yeah.
like squares? I'll just do that. I'll pretend it's a huge leaf.
You can maybe
Like, I don't know.
make an arrow from the word detailed over to your picture maybe.
Oh shit.
I love that they're erasable.
whoa!
Oh, I need to get closer. Yeah. Kind of looks like a, what's called seaweed.
It looks like a microscope picture that you would draw in like science. Draw what you see through the microscope.
Oh yeah, I'd be very. I hated doing that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, cause like when you would look at it, it was just forever to get the right position to actually see the thing.
Okay, you're messing me up.
So that's.
I like all the colors that you're using, Jared.
Thank you.
I like the design.
Jared, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Jenny, I like all your little details of the leaf. It really does look like a microscope.
Yeah.
Like if you zoom in.
Yeah, I remember I saw a leaf one time. I'm like, oh, it's really interesting. Little tiny like squares. And they're little, just has it little weird things.
It looks complicated.
I don't know what it's doing. It's like half squares basically.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
While you're finishing up your drawings and your pictures for the word intricate, your intricate designs, think about a sentence that would go, or create a sentence for intricate for our next box. Just think about it while you're drawing.
Aha.
sometimes, Jared, I do designs like that, just random with random colors in it.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
And
But
at the
actually
end-
looks kind of cool.
At the end, it looks so cool because you had no idea what it was going to look like in the first place.
Yeah, me too. That's what happened to me. I just started writing lines and colored boxes in. So.
Sometimes
Oh,
the best
abstract.
Sometimes the best abstracts to come out of things like that, and you have no idea what you're doing. Have you been counting those boxes, Jenny?
No.
For what?
It does look like seaweed.
Yeah, like from like the side.
Alright, so start wrapping up those pictures. Good job.
So anyone ever realized that that when you water a plant, the water is blue and then it needs sunlight, which is yellow, and plants are green, yellow and blue and green.
Oh, that's very cool to think about. I have never noticed that. Alright, so who can tell me a sentence or word in context? Use a word in context.
The eye pupil is very intricate, or it's great.
The eye pupil?
Because like if you look close to it, it has like these weird little, what's it called? These like weird little lines. Like they're like kind of oval, long ovals.
I don't know what they're called,
But yeah, but they're very
but they're
like,
in there.
they're detailed and very complicated for me.
Okay.
Eye pupil. Is that what it is?
Eye pupil? The pupil?
The pupil right here.
Yeah. That's
You look really
The
close.
eye pupil is very intricate.
It's tricky, that's what I was trying to say. Okay, but you have to know how to work.
Period. Very good sentence. I
And
like
that's my
this.
sentence.
I like
I'm
this
doing both of
vocab.
them.
I'll room for that, so just fine.
Well, we have the next word that we're going to discuss.
Oh.
Oh, and that's already the.
I don't even know what I drew. It actually looks kind of cool.
I like it.
See it?
I thought it just looked super random, but it actually
It looks like
is.
an abstract, like, well, you know those drawings were like, it's just really random, you don't know what it is.
I mean, you know those glass pane, like those giant glass panes in like a church or something, and it has like it's like it's different colored glass and they put them together. That's what it kind of looks like.
Oh, a mosaic.
A mosaic. Yeah.
I would do that, I used to do that.
One down.
All right.
Way to go.
So, I'm going to add a word, and I'm only adding this word because I heard it mispronounced twice, and it's a great vocabulary word as well. The word is polyps.
Yeah, we both
I
couldn't
know, I
pronounce it.
couldn't pronounce that.
Repeat after me. Polyps.
Polyps.
All right. So polyps. What do you think polyps are?
Polyps.
Let's
Something that stands out.
Something that grows on coral reefs.
something that grows on coral reefs.
I would say that makes it very like stand out or something like that.
Something that grows.
But it sounds like
On-
so we don't forget. Polyps.
Jenny, what did you say it was?
That makes it looks like, what was that? What did I say, Jen?